So time is limited, so straight away I am jumping into the topic. Today I am here to tell your story through my story. But before that, let me ask you a question. Have you ever taken a major life decision which nobody understood and even not you? Yes. If your answer is yes, it also happened with me. I took many major life decisions which nobody understood, even I myself didn't understood at that time. But after months, after years, even after 10 years or 20 years, the meanings slowly unfolded for me. So when I got this topic, perspectives unfolded, I was a little surprised because for me, it is the life asked me to live it first, then the meanings were unfolded for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, here I am, Nandiki Gangadhar Reddy, standing in front of you to tell my story to you. So, yeah, things took a different perspective in 2020. When the COVID started, I was all 50 years then. The whole world came to a standstill and I was looking for happiness because everyone was in negativity. I was looking for happiness everywhere. I tried to read, I tried to stay positive, and it led me to few Japanese concepts. Because Japanese were the happiest people, they were the longest living. Not only that, they were also in the top of management for quite a period of time. So I was studying Japanese principles of life and few things really amazed me. I came across few things. So what we say, purpose, progress and acceptance, Japanese equivalents are for those things. Ikigai, Kaizen and Wabi-sabi. There are 10 different odd principles, but these are the three main principles which really amazed me. And I am going to tell my story, how 20 years later, I discovered that whatever I was doing had a purpose. Every struggle had a pattern. Every success had a meaning. Now let us try to reveal it one by one. Now we are coming to purpose, Ikigai. This is something which lets you get up from your bed every day morning. So one interesting fact that I was in Visakhapatnam, that was my first job. It was a government of India job, Hindustan Shipyard Limited. Way back in 1995, it was very difficult to get a government job. And government was the best pay maker. And I was staying in Visakhapatnam. I took an apartment just across the sea and I was enjoying the beach every day. I thought my life is settled. I am going to stay here for the rest of my life, working in the same beautiful company with 5 days of work day. But suddenly in 1999 something happened which changed my perspective altogether. That is the year when super cyclone came to Orissa. And this is one of the biggest disasters that happened to India and Orissa at that time. I was in Visakhapatnam. I had to travel 200 kilometers or 250 kilometers to reach my hometown. But of course, way back in 1999, there were no mobile networks. But at that time, roads were washed away, train lines were scattered, electricity was totally off. I had to travel partly by cycle, partly by bike. I may have walked around 20-30 kilometers and some by bullock cart. Finally, when I reached my hometown, what I saw was complete devastation. More than 80% homes were devastated. People lost their lives. People lost their homes. People lost their everything. So standing on the middle of that rubble that day, I realized two important things. Number one, if you do not respect nature, then nature will not respect you. Number two, that was the question. Can we build stronger and affordable homes without disrespecting the nature? And these questions refuse to leave my mind. So, suddenly within 4 months, I resigned from my government job. I came back to Orissa. At that time, everyone was worried. My mother was worried. My sister asked my sanity. He told, "You are mad." My friends thought I am taking a reckless decision. My colleagues thought I am making the most terrible mistake of my life. Everyone questioned me, and I did not have an answer for them way back in 2000. But when I studied these principles in 2020, because I got time during COVID to study, I got the answer, and that was the Ikigai. That is the purpose of me which drove me there. And this is the purpose or Ikigai which made me to work, which really created my future. So Ikigai is something which gives you a purpose so that you can really aim and you can look forward and you can work towards it. Ikigai also evolves. If we have time, we will also discuss that in the later part. But let me go to the next concept, that is progress. Slow and steady wins the race. The Japanese equivalent of progress or continuous improvement is Kaizen. Very important, and I will tell you one small story about myself. I was a very good student throughout my school and college career. I was getting excellent marks. I was always a topper. But one thing was amazing. When exams were nearing, all my friends were busy studying books, staying late up to the night. I was very much relaxed. So friends often used to ask me, "How do you get such good marks?" At that time, I was thinking that I was blessed. I was very intelligent. But 20 years later, or maybe in 2020, I found out that the reason was not luck. The reason was also not intelligence. The reason is Kaizen. There is one thing which made me different from others. Every day after class, I was rehearsing whatever has been done for 1 hour or so. I was completing my task every day. So these small improvements every day, these continuous improvements, they were really accumulating and were really helping me during the exam time. So I was relaxed, but still I was getting good marks. And the person who taught me this Kaizen is not a management expert, was not even a corporate guru, was not a Japanese philosopher, neither was a personality development coach. It was in fact my late mother. She made it sure when I was a kid that I complete that days of task before I go to bed. And that basic principle, that habit which has been inculcated in me really helped me throughout my life. And this Kaizen not only helped me during my student career, it helped me when I wanted to switch from being an engineer to an entrepreneur. Because being an entrepreneur means you have to learn many things. You have to learn negotiation, you have to learn procurement, you have to learn HR, you have to learn production management. And during the gestation period, I made small improvements every day. That is Kaizen. And when my business was just taking off, I was really ready for it with all the skill sets. Same thing happened. Now coming back to another aspect of Kaizen, learning Chinese. So when I was bringing this Chinese technology to India in my industry, it was very important for me to learn Chinese. Because way back in 2008, there were no translators, there were no mobile translators or any high-tech media. So they told me to learn Chinese so that I can directly talk to the bosses. And I was very busy in establishing my core business. So I used Kaizen, and I used Kaizen during my commute time. So every day morning 10 minutes and evening 10 minutes, when I was relieving myself on the commode, I used those time to read the books. Day after day, without fail, 20 minutes every day, no excuses. And within 6 months, I was fluent in Chinese, which is one of the difficult languages to learn. and that really helped me to establish a technical partnership with a top Chinese firm. So that is what is the magic of Kaizen. So finally, we are talking about the third principle, that is in fact acceptance. So what really it means? You have a Ikigai, a purpose, you have a Kaizen, that is the progress. But sometimes things don't fall exactly how it should be. Sometimes you plan certain things, but no plan is perfect. No factory is perfect. No person is perfect. Neither you are perfect nor I am perfect. So you should be in a position to accept the uncertainties. Like today I was speaking, the power went off. I should be able to accept that. Or when I was trying to go through the slide, it was stuck. I should accept. I should accept without complaining so that I can do better work and better work to correct it and better work to progress. That is what is wabi-sabi. That is the acceptance. And believe me, even in our journey, there are so many things come which try to destabilize our industry or our business. For example, the GST introduction, that was really, the switchover was difficult, and even when the demonetization came, we were running a cash run economy, the retail industry. But again, the biggest stroke came during COVID. We had two choices, to protect the business or to protect the people. Protecting business without protecting people may have no meaning. It was a tough choice to make. We stood by our people. We told everyone will get their salary during both the lockouts, irrespective of the lockdown duration. It was a tough call to make, but when the COVID ended, people returned. But one amazing thing happened. They returned with loyalty. They returned with great enthusiasm, and our productivity increased. It increased by almost 50% per annum. And that was the point where we saw the results of acceptance. Now let me tell you one interesting aspect. If Kaizen was taught to me by my mother, acceptance or wabi-sabi was perhaps taught to me by my father. He is the calmest person I have ever known. He is still living with me, or I should say, I am still living with him. But any big problem, any big challenge, he is always cool. For example, even when I left that government job, which everyone thought I am mad, he was very cool. He told, what you are going to do, okay, you do. So this acceptance from my father and the way of progress, continuous development from my mother shaped the person what I am today. So I told you Kaizen evolves, Ikigai evolves. You have a purpose. Suppose when you are a student, you want to get good marks. If you complete, it's no more there. So you want to get to higher studies. That is the Kaizen evolvement. Kaizen evolvement in the vertical. So similarly, our business, so we had something, we had eco-friendly bricks, we want scalability, we got the scalability, we want replicability, we got replicability. Similarly, Kaizen doesn't stand still. Ikigai doesn't stand still, it evolves. Ikigai also can evolve horizontally and vertically. I have explained the vertical Ikigai, but horizontal Ikigai means you can have parallel things. When the business came to a understanding, business came to a very good running, the parallel Ikigai is developed. We wanted to make movies. Because I was an avid acting or cinema fan. During my young days, I approached so many people for a good role in movies. No one would consider me. So in 2018, I thought, why should I depend on someone to make a movie and take me? Why not we can make? We made regional movies, of course, in Oriya language. And I acted in it. And we got state awards for that. And we are continuing to do that. So Ikigai does evolve, and it is the best part to do. One wonder happened when I came to Ikigai, the movie making. So when I was doing the role, I was 90 kgs. Another Ikigai evolved, I need to get fit to fit into beautiful roles. So the next Ikigai, the purpose came, that how I should slim down. So once the purpose is made, the Kaizen came, continuous development. I worked for over 3 years, every day, 30 minutes to the gym, little adjustment into the diets, and I lost approximately 15 kgs weight, and I am fit and fine today at the age of 56. So these are the process, Kaizen, Ikigai, and Wabi-Sabi. If I miss a little bit gym today, if I miss my diet today because I am traveling, I am not worried. I see how I can correct it next and go to the next step. So these all are the things which shaped my my journey. But my point of view towards the way of living changed totally when I met a monk in a flight. This monk was going to Odisha because Odisha is beautiful Buddhist heritage. There are so many places Buddhist monks and people from Japan and other Buddhist countries visit. So when I saw a Japanese monk, I was explaining him all these Japanese terms that I learned. He was very happy. But then he told, have you tried to see these principles within the Indian heritage, within the Indian culture? I had no answer. I tried to explain him something, whatever I could collect. So I told, you see, yes, Ikigai, it is equal to dharma, then evolve, that is Kaizen, that is equal to karma. The peace, what you call is Wabi-Sabi, is equal to Santi. So we do have the same concept. But he told, no. My dear friend, you are right, but there is a deeper sense to it. Then he told me one verse from Bhagavad Gita, Karmanya Vadikarasya Ma Khalesu Kadachana. So this is a really very beautiful verse. The first line, it really speaks about Ikigai. It talks about your dharma. The second line and the third line, they are talking about Wabi-Sabi. They are talking about acceptance. And the last line, it is really talking about the continuous improvement, about the action. So that day was a great eye-opener for me. So all said and done, what the Buddhist monk actually was referring was not that the Japanese concepts drew their inspiration from the Indian heritage. Neither I am telling you that. But what is important is that across countries, across cultures, across time, beautiful civilizations teach you one thing. Be in dharma, progress with karma, embrace the peace, because the gratefulness doesn't belong to any particular country or place. The gratefulness really belongs to the whole humanity. So with all these things, before I resign, I want to bring down a beautiful sloka. Of course, this is one thing, but one more thing I will tell you. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Na Kasyat Dukkhavat Bhave. Let everyone be happy, let everyone be illness free, let everyone be enlightened, and let no one face the difficulties of life. Jai Jagannath, Jai Hind, thank you all.